The future is approaching fast. Don't blink. Welcome to the Auto Brief News. I'm Amber Light, your resident telemetry obsessive and digital architect.
And I'm Jim Carter. Keep the shiny side up, mate. I'm here to make sure we don't completely lose the plot and forget that cars are supposed to have a pulse.
We're shifting gears today because a few days ago, out of Mlada Boleslav, the Volkswagen brand group core dropped a press kit that essentially rewrites the baseline for entry-level European EVs. We are talking about the all-new Skoda Epiq.
Right, the Epiq. Spelled EPIQ. Because simply naming a car something normal is against the law now. When I hear Epiq, I think of a 4-hour duel in torrential rain at Le Mans, not a compact electric crossover with a battery the size of a microwave.
Jim, your cynical resistance to progress is noted, but you need to look at the telemetry here. This isn't just another crossover. This is the democratization of the electric revolution. The Epiq is Skoda's first vehicle on the new MEB Plus platform. And here is the headline that should make even you sit up straight. In its base variant, it achieves absolute price parity with its internal combustion engine counterpart, the Kamiq.
Price parity. The holy grail the suits have been promising us since my daughter was still in primary school.
Exactly. It's an elegant solution to an industry-wide physics and economics problem. They've managed to pack a spacious interior, a 475-liter boot, and high everyday usability into a footprint that is just 4.17 meters long. It's a city vehicle that feels like a segment above. But before we get into the nuts, bolts, and microchips, let's pay the bills.
This segment of the Auto Brief is fueled by our partners at echoesoftheroad.com. For those who believe every scratch tells a story and every engine has a song, echoesoftheroad.com is your ultimate destination for vintage gear design. Echoesoftheroad.com is your definitive apparel store of vintage car culture.
All right, Jim. Let's put the Skoda Epiq on the lift. Let's start with the architecture. It is built on the MEB Plus platform. Optimized for a new generation of compact electric vehicles, it combines reduced weight with high efficiency. But here's the controversial bit that I know is going to get under your skin. It is Skoda's first all-electric model with front-wheel drive.
A front-wheel drive EV. Amber, the only inherent advantage of this electric appliance era was that the manufacturers finally went back to rear-wheel drive. You put the motor at the back, you get a clean steering feel at the front. Now they're taking all that instant electric torque and dumping it over the steering wheels. Torque steer. It's an absolute tragedy. It goes against mechanical sympathy.
It's not a tragedy. It's packaging efficiency. This isn't a track weapon, Jim. By putting the motor at the front, they've optimized the interior volume. It allows for a massive 475-liter luggage compartment in a car the size of a shoebox. Plus, it has a 25-liter front luggage compartment, a frunk.
Oh, joy. A 25-liter frunk. I can finally store my spare 10mm wrenches in the crumple zone. Look, my daughter Sarah called me about this car yesterday. She's a human rights lawyer in London, right? Thinks anything with an exhaust pipe is an environmental fossil. She drives a sensible hatchback and she told me, "Dad, I think I'm going to order the Epiq." It is designed perfectly for people who think cars are just white goods. It's a refrigerator on aero wheels.
It is a highly optimized mobile ecosystem. Let's look at the powertrain options. We have 2 battery sizes and 3 power outputs. The base model, the Epiq 35, uses a 38.5 kilowatt-hour gross battery. It utilizes lithium iron phosphate, or LFP chemistry, making it cheaper and highly durable. That gets you an 85 kilowatt motor. Then there's the Epiq 40 with a 99 kilowatt output. Both have 267 newton meters of torque and around 310 kilometers of range.
LFP, NMC, alphabet soup. 85 kilowatts is what? About 114 horsepower? My rusted 74 Ford Escort Mark II had more character than that on 3 cylinders.
But wait, if you want speed, you look at the Epiq 55. That uses a larger 55 kilowatt-hour battery with nickel manganese cobalt chemistry for higher energy density. It powers the front wheels with 155 kilowatts. That's roughly 210 horsepower, Jim, with 290 newton meters of instant torque. It will do 440 kilometers on a charge and can fast charge from 10 to 80% in 24 minutes.
210 horsepower in a chassis that small. All right. I secretly won't admit how much I like instant torque, but that's punchy for city traffic. But let me guess, the top speed is limited by a microchip acting like a nanny.
Top speed is limited to 160 kilometers per hour.
160 kilometers per hour? I've reversed faster than that at Le Mans. What happens when you're on the Autobahn and a diesel estate wants to get past? You just have to accept defeat.
When are you doing 160 in Manchester traffic, Jim? Never. It's an urban crossover. It is mathematically optimized for its environment, and the aerodynamics are stunning. The Epiq boasts a drag coefficient of just 0.275. It features active cooling shutters behind the front bumper, air curtain channels, and aerodynamic wheel trim. It slices through the air like a dart.
Yeah, those aero wheels look like flat dinner plates. But I will give them this. The exterior design isn't terrible. They call it modern solid, right?
Yes. The Epiq is the first Skoda production model to fully adopt the modern solid design language. It replaces the traditional grille with a glossy black tech deck face. It's framed by a new T-shaped light signature. If you opt for the higher trims, you get LED matrix headlights with 12 light segments that adapt to the environment: city, country, motorways. It's architecturally sharp, clean lines, a wide stance, and they introduced a new color, Timiano green.
British racing green's minimalist cousin. I can respect the color. I'll even admit, looking at the press photos, it has a confident stance. It doesn't look like a melted jelly bean, which is a rare compliment for a modern EV. But let's talk about the chassis. McPherson struts at the front, but at the rear, a torsion beam axle.
It's cost-effective, Jim. It frees up space for the battery.
It's 1985 technology, a trailing arm axle with a torsion beam. And let me guess the brakes.
Ventilated discs at the front. But here is something fascinating telemetry-wise. Because it's front-wheel drive, the rear axle doesn't use regenerative braking. To prevent the rear disc brakes from oxidizing due to underuse, a common EV problem, the car deliberately biases the physical braking to the rear in certain conditions, just to keep the rotors clean.
You're kidding. So the car has to artificially brake itself just to stop its own parts from rotting away because of the tech. That is hilariously over-engineered. If you just drove it properly into a corner and stood on the pedal, you wouldn't have oxidation issues.
That's not the point. The car also features full one-pedal driving in B mode. The intensity of the recuperation can be adapted. It's a perfectly frictionless driving experience.
I don't want a frictionless experience. I want friction. Friction is what tells my spine what the tires are doing. When I turn the wheel, I want to feel the weight of the chassis loading up. This whole one-pedal business, where the car brakes for you when you lift off the throttle, it dumbs down the driver.
It reduces fatigue. But let's step inside the cabin, because the interior is where I think this car truly shines. It is a masterclass in minimalism. They've completely eliminated leather. The upholstery is made of something called Tectona, a high-quality leather alternative, and all the textiles are 100% recycled polyester fibers. Over 34 kilograms of recycled materials in the whole car.
Tectona. That's a lovely PR word for plastic, Amber. It's synthetic.
It's durable, sustainable, and looks incredible. Especially in the first edition, which launches shortly after market release. The first edition is paired with the 55 kilowatt powertrain and features Navajo orange design elements. Orange stitching on the seats, orange seat belts, a black headlining, and 20-inch alloy wheels. It's aggressive but playful.
I'm looking at the spec sheet here. I have to admit, as much as I hate the digital takeover, I have a soft spot for Skoda's simply clever stuff. It's honest blue-collar engineering. An umbrella hidden in the driver's door? Brilliant. An ice scraper in the tailgate? Perfect. They even put door handle protection foil to stop fingernail scratches. That is someone in a workshop actually thinking about how humans ruin things. And here's the kicker. Towing capacity.
I knew that would catch your eye.
The Epiq 55 can tow a 1,200 kilogram braked trailer. Do you realize what that means? I could tow the engine block of my 72 BMW 2002 Tii to the machine shop using a crossover the size of a shoe. That is genuine mechanical utility. I respect that.
And the utility doesn't stop at physical towing. Let's talk about bidirectional charging. The Epiq supports vehicle to load, vehicle to home, and vehicle to grid.
Translate that into English for the analog crowd, please.
It means the 55 kilowatt-hour battery isn't just for driving. You can plug external electrical devices directly into the car. Or, with a compatible wall box, you can use the car to power your home. Jim, you live in a drafty converted barn in the Peak District. The power grid goes out every time it snows. You could literally run your arc welder and your vintage VHS player off the Skoda Epiq during a blackout.
Wait, really? I can run the garage off the car?
Yes, it becomes a mobile power station.
Don't make me like it, Amber. I'm supposed to be defending the spirit of driving, and you're bribing me with off-grid welding capabilities.
That's the beauty of the digital era, Jim. It's an ecosystem. Which brings us to the connectivity. The cabin is centered around a 13-inch Android-based infotainment system. It's the digital hub of the vehicle. System-wide search, native Spotify, Google Maps. And later this year, they are debuting the mobile digital key. No physical key fob. You just use your smartphone to unlock, start, and share the car.
Absolutely not. No. Hard stop.
Why? It's seamless.
What happens when your phone battery dies? What happens when there's a software glitch? A physical key is a mechanical contract between a man and his machine. It says, I have the piece of metal that makes the explosions happen. Now, you're telling me if Apple releases a bad iOS update, I can't get to work.
You're being dramatic. The My Skoda app also gives you remote charging management, the departure planner to preheat your steering wheel, and trained parking with Travel Assist 3.0. The car will literally remember how to park in your driveway and do it for you.
If you can't park a 4.17 meter car by yourself, you shouldn't have a driving license. Hand it back.
All right, before Jim bursts a blood vessel, it's time for our social media segment. This is the What's in the Glove Box poll. Every week on our Instagram, using our helmet mascot avatar, we ask you a scenario question. This week, you're driving the new Skoda Epiq First Edition in Navajo Orange through the Swiss Alps using one-pedal drive. The regenerative braking is whining like a jet engine. What 1970s cassette tape is in the glove box?
Well, assuming there's a tape deck in this rolling iPad, which there isn't, the only acceptable answer is Pink Floyd's The Dark Side of the Moon. Specifically, On the Run. Because that synthesizer sequence is the only thing that sounds like an electric motor spinning at 15,000 revolutions per minute.
I love that. Personally, I'm going with Kraftwerk's Autobahn. It's clinical, it's rhythmic, it's entirely synthetic, and it perfectly matches the hyperlinear data flow of the MEB Plus platform. Let us know your choices in the comment of our Instagram post.
Kraftwerk. Of course you'd pick Kraftwerk. You probably listen to dial-up modem tones to fall asleep.
It's called white noise, Jim. Look it up on your flip phone.
I don't have internet on my flip phone, thank God.
All right, let's bring it into the pits. It's time for the garage rating. Green light, amber light, or red light? Jim, you first. The all-new Skoda Epiq.
I want to hate it. It's a front-wheel drive, torsion beam electric crossover with a tablet glued to the dashboard and fake leather seats. It represents everything my daughter loves and everything I think is sanitizing the automotive world. But it has physical boot space. It can tow a solid payload. It has an ice scraper. And the fact that I can use it to power my house is undeniably brilliant engineering. I can't give it a green light because it lacks a soul, but I will begrudgingly give it an amber light. It's a highly competent appliance.
I will take that as high praise from you. For me, it is a resounding green light. It achieves price parity with combustion engines, which is the tipping point we've been waiting for. It brings advanced aerodynamics, 85 to 155 kilowatts of scalable power, and the gorgeous modern solid design language into an accessible package. It proves that the electric future isn't just for luxury buyers, it's for everyone.
even the human rights lawyers.
Especially them. That's all from us today in the studio. You can find the full archive of our reviews and podcasts at theautobrief.news. Don't forget to subscribe to our Friday newsletter, The Telegram, which is penned by Jim himself, although I have to type it for him because he refuses to use a keyboard.
Pen and paper give better tactile feedback.
I'm Amber Light. The future is approaching fast. Don't blink.
And I'm Jim Carner. Keep the shiny side up.